You don't need a new year. You don't need a new job. You don't need a new connection. You need a new hour. There is a lie that says transformation takes a lifetime. That's false. Real transformation happens daily, not in decades. And it starts with a decision. What will you do with 60 minutes? Let me ask you something. How long does it take to change your life? You might think years, but it's not. It takes an hour. An hour every day, deliberately, intentionally, consistently. That hour becomes your covenant. It's not convenient, it's sacred. It's the altar where you lay down excuses and pick up discipline. It's the hour that rewrites your story. Your future's not found in the stars, it's hidden in your schedule. Show me how you spend 1 hour, and I'll show you the trajectory of your next 10 years. 1 hour a day is 365 hours a year. That's more than 9 40-hour work weeks. What could you build with that time? What could you become? Stop waiting for more time. You don't need more time. You need more intention. That hour is a seed, and every seed reproduces after its own kind. Sow laziness, reap regret. Sow discipline, reap destiny. You are always planting whether you realize it or not. Now, I'm not talking about just doing something for the sake of doing it. I'm talking about focus. In that 60 minutes, don't consume, create. Don't scroll. Strategize. Don't escape. Engage. Build something that compounds. Build something that outlives the moment. The marketplace doesn't pay for effort, it pays for value. Use that hour to become more valuable. Take the first 15 minutes and renew your mind. Read something that builds you. Listen to something that challenges you. Why? Because you will never rise higher than your thoughts, your business, your relationships, your finances. None of them can grow beyond the capacity of your mindset. Change your mind and you change your life. Then build your skill. Mastery isn't about talent. It's about time. It's about consistency. You don't have to do 5 hours a day, but if you do 1 hour with intensity, without distraction, without excuse, that's the edge. That's where champions are made. And don't just think about you. Use part of your hour to ask this question: who am I called to serve? Because wealth follows work, but income follows impact. You don't get rich by chasing money. You get rich by solving problems. When you serve others with your gifts, your reward becomes inevitable. Write it down. Every single day, not just what you did, but who you're becoming. Document your discipline. Why? Because the written word creates focus, and focus creates power. Your journal is the blueprint of your breakthrough. It's the evidence that transformation is happening in real time. You are just 1 hour a day away from a new identity. You're 1 hour a day away from the future you've been praying for. You don't need everything to change. You just need one thing to change: your commitment to 1 hour every day without compromise. Decide today. Redeem the hour. Guard it. Honor it. Work it. Because if you give that hour your best, your future won't look anything like your past. It will be greater. It will be richer. It will be worth every minute. Your future doesn't arrive by accident. It's created by intention. Every day you are planting seeds with your words, your actions, your thoughts, and your choices. Just like a farmer knows that a seed doesn't produce fruit overnight, you must understand that the results you're looking for, whether it's financial freedom, physical health, spiritual growth, or business success, begin with what you sow today. Every decision you make is a seed. When you wake up early instead of sleeping in, that's a seed. When you choose to read instead of scroll, that's a seed. When you invest time into building your skills, that's a seed. And the thing about seeds is they don't look like what they become. They look small, insignificant, unimpressive, but hidden inside that seed is an entire future if you'll just commit to planting it daily. You see, the problem most people have isn't that they're not capable, it's that they don't plant consistently. They plant a seed on Monday, then dig it up on Wednesday because they don't see fruit yet. Growth takes time and it takes faith. The same way a farmer trusts that a planted seed will eventually sprout, you have to trust that what you're doing today will produce tomorrow if you keep going. So ask yourself, what kind of future do you want? A life of abundance, influence, impact? Then start planting those seeds now. Speak life, choose discipline, honor your time, show up even when no one is watching, because the soil doesn't need an audience to grow a harvest. It just needs consistency and care. What you're living right now is the result of yesterday's seeds, and what you'll live next year will be the result of what you sow today. Sow with vision, sow with faith, sow with expectation, because your future isn't a mystery, it's a garden, and you are the gardener. 60 minutes a day isn't something you try to squeeze in when life gives you a break. It's a non-negotiable commitment. It's not about convenience, it's a covenant. A covenant is sacred. It's not based on how you feel. It's based on what you've decided. When you treat your time like it's holy, you stop bargaining with your future. Too many people treat time like loose change, spending it without intention, wasting it without realizing the cost. But when you make a covenant with your time, especially that one focused hour each day, everything changes. That hour becomes protected ground. It's the hour where you silence the world, quiet the distractions, and show up for your destiny. Convenience will never produce transformation. If you're waiting until it's easy to commit, you'll be waiting forever. The path to greatness has never been convenient. Growth doesn't happen when it's comfortable. It happens when it's committed. This 1 hour is your daily altar, where you lay down your excuses and pick up your purpose. You've got to treat that hour like an appointment with your future self. Would you miss a meeting with a millionaire mentor? Would you reschedule an interview that could change your life? Of course not. Then why so casually cancel on the 1 hour that could redefine who you are, what you earn, and how you live? When you view your 60 minutes as a covenant, you no longer ask, do I have time today? Instead, you declare, this is the time I've already given. That's the difference between amateurs and professionals, between those who wish for success and those who walk in it. It's not about having time, it's about making time sacred. Once you set that boundary, once you protect that space, you give yourself permission to build, to grow, to transform. You're not fitting success into your life, you're building your life around success. And that begins with the daily covenant, 1 hour, no excuses, all in. Most people spend their lives consuming what others have created, scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, chasing trends, reading about success instead of building it. But consumption rarely produces change. Creation does. If you want to transform your future, you have to stop living off someone else's vision and start investing in your own. Every minute you spend consuming is a minute you're not creating. And here's the truth. Creators control the world. Creators build businesses. Creators solve problems. Creators set the standard and write the rules. But to create, you have to shift your mindset. You must stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I build? Your 60 minutes should be a workshop, not a waiting room. It should be a time of production, not passive entertainment. Instead of feeding on everyone else's content, use that hour to write, design, plan, record, build, or strategize. When you create, you multiply value. You tap into the God-given ability to bring something into existence that didn't exist before. That's power. And this isn't just about entrepreneurship. This is about legacy. Create ideas, create systems, create solutions, create discipline, create energy, create transformation. Creation is not about perfection. It's about progress. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to start producing from your purpose, not consuming out of boredom or fear. You were made to contribute, not just consume. And when you take that 60-minute block and use it to bring something of value into the world, you are no longer a spectator in your own life. You become the architect of your destiny. You stop following someone else's script and start writing your own. So the next time you sit down for your hour, don't ask, what should I watch? Ask, what should I make? That one question can shift your day, your mindset, and ultimately your life. Success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Consistency is the compound interest of success. Just like money multiplies when it's invested consistently over time, your actions, your habits, your disciplines multiply when they're repeated with commitment. 1 hour a day might not seem like much in the moment. It may feel small, like a drop in the ocean, but success is never loud in the beginning. It's silent, it's hidden, it's boring. That 1 hour you invest today won't change your life tomorrow, but stack it for 30 days, 90 days, 1 year, and suddenly you're living in results that others call overnight success, but you know better. It's daily faithfulness compounded. The danger most people face is not lack of effort, it's lack of follow-through. They start with passion, but quit when it gets repetitive. They chase motivation, but motivation is a mood, discipline is a decision, and consistency is what turns discipline into transformation. You can't plant a seed and dig it up every day to see if it's growing. The growth is happening even when you can't see it if you stay consistent. So think about it. If you worked on a skill for just 1 hour a day, that's 365 hours in a year. That's more time than most people will ever spend on anything intentional. And that time stacks. It sharpens your edge. It builds momentum. It creates breakthroughs that don't happen overnight, but only show up when you've proven you won't quit. The real rewards in life go to those who keep showing up long after the emotion has faded. Consistency proves that you're serious. It builds trust with yourself, with others, and with the marketplace. Because the world rewards those who can be counted on, not just those who are talented. So don't underestimate the power of small, steady steps. Don't despise the days that feel repetitive. Keep showing up. Keep sowing. Keep pressing, because in time your consistency will pay out like compound interest. Slowly at first, then all at once. And when it does, you won't have to chase success. It will come looking for you. Entertainment feels good in the moment, but skill builds value for a lifetime. Every time you choose entertainment over skill development, you're choosing momentary comfort over long-term growth. There's nothing wrong with entertainment in moderation, but when it becomes the default instead of the reward, it's costing you more than you realize. Skill is what separates the dreamers from the earners. Skill is the currency of success. It's what people pay for. It's what opens doors, creates opportunities, and multiplies income. If you want to increase your value in the marketplace, in your business, or even in your calling, you have to stop numbing your potential with passive consumption and start sharpening your ability to solve problems. The people who rise are not always the most talented. They are the most skilled. And skill isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. That's what your 60 minutes is for. It's not for checking out, it's for checking in with your purpose and refining your craft. Whether it's sales, leadership, writing, coding, speaking, or strategy, your future is tied to the level of skill you develop in the present. Entertainment gives you a temporary escape. Skill gives you permanent elevation. And here's the difference. Entertainment is reactive, it grabs your attention, but skill development is intentional. It requires discipline. It's the work you do in private that shows up in public success. If you can trade just 1 hour of entertainment a day for 1 hour of mastery, your life will not look the same in 6 months. While others are laughing at sitcoms, you'll be learning systems. While they're watching success stories, you'll be building your own. Because when you develop skill, you don't just change your income, you change your identity. There's a time to relax, but don't confuse rest with routine. If you keep feeding your mind with noise, you'll never hear the sound of your calling. Your hour must be sacred. Use it to grow, not to escape. Use it to become someone people depend on, someone who brings solutions, someone who's undeniable, not because of hype, but because of skill. So the next time you reach for the remote or the phone, pause and ask, is this building my future or just filling my time? Trade some of that entertainment for education and trade some education for execution. That's how you move from average to exceptional, by choosing skill over spectacle every single day. Most people are searching for the right method, the perfect strategy, the secret formula. They think success is hiding in some step-by-step plan they haven't found yet. But what they don't realize is this: even the best method in the world won't work for someone with the wrong mindset. Your mindset is the foundation. If that's not in place, nothing you build will stand. Before you worry about what to do, you need to decide how to think. Because methods are tools, but mindset is the operating system. It determines how you handle pressure, how you respond to failure, how you persevere through resistance. If your mindset is rooted in fear, doubt, laziness, or limitation, every method you try will be sabotaged by your own thinking. That's why the first part of your 60 minutes needs to be spent renewing your mind. Not scrolling, not reacting, not rehearsing your problems, but reprogramming your thoughts to align with your vision, your values, and your purpose. Read what uplifts you. Speak what empowers you. Listen to what calls you higher. Because you don't rise above your habits, you rise above your mindset. You can have $1 million idea and a poverty mindset and you'll never execute. You can have access to resources and still remain broke if your mind is still in survival mode. That's why some people get blessed with opportunities and lose them. They didn't change how they think, so they couldn't handle what they were given. You've got to think like the person you're becoming, not the person you've been. You've got to talk like someone who's winning, not whining. You've got to see problems as stepping stones, not stop signs. That's mindset. That's faith. That's clarity. And until you get that right, you'll keep bouncing from method to method, wondering why nothing sticks. But once your mind is renewed, once your thoughts are aligned with growth, gratitude, and greatness, then the methods start working. Because now you're executing from belief, not from fear. You're consistent not because of pressure, but because of purpose. You're no longer asking, will this work? You're declaring, I will make this work. So don't chase strategies without first checking your mentality. Start each day building the inside before you try to change the outside. The right mindset turns average methods into powerful results. And without it, even the perfect plan will fall apart. Mindset first, always. Mastery doesn't begin with talent. It doesn't begin with passion. It begins with discipline. Discipline is the decision to keep showing up long after the emotion is gone. It's the choice to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. That's where mastery is born, in the mundane, not the miraculous. Most people want to be great, but they don't want to be consistent. They want the results without the routine. They want the rewards without the repetition. But mastery is not a moment, it's a process. It's not about doing one big thing right. It's about doing the small things right over and over again until excellence becomes your default. You don't need 5 hours a day to change your life. You just need 1 hour without compromise. 1 hour that is non-negotiable. 1 hour that is executed with focus, intensity, and no excuses. Because if you can master 1 hour, you can master a day. And if you can master a day, you can master a destiny. Discipline is the gatekeeper to mastery. You can't unlock your potential without it. You can have the vision, the dream, the desire, but without discipline, it dies in your imagination. Discipline takes what you believe and makes it real. It takes your ideas and makes them tangible. Discipline turns intention into impact. When you choose discipline, you're telling yourself, I'm serious. You're proving to yourself that your future matters more than your feelings. Discipline says, I may not be the most talented, but I will be the most consistent. I may not be the most gifted, but I will be the most prepared. And here's the truth. The world doesn't always reward the most talented. It rewards the most disciplined. The ones who didn't quit, the ones who stayed late, the ones who practiced in silence while everyone else was playing. That's who rises. That's who leads. So if you want mastery, if you want to stand out, level up, break through, don't chase motivation. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Choose discipline, honor your hour, build your craft, and keep building even when no one's clapping yet. Because mastery doesn't come to those who dabble. It comes to those who decide. Too many people are trying to sell before they've ever served. They want income without impact. They want loyalty without value. But in the real world, the world of business, influence, and legacy, trust comes before transaction. If you want people to follow you, buy from you, invest in you, then you must serve them first. Serving is not weakness, it's strategy. It's how you build connection. It's how you earn attention. It's how you prove that what you offer is worth far more than what you ask for. When you serve with excellence, when you go the extra mile without demanding a return, you're building relational equity. You're showing people that you're not just here to take, you're here to give. And here's the truth. People can feel your motive. If you're only showing up to close a deal, they'll know. But if you show up with genuine intent to help, to solve, to uplift, to add value, then they'll open their heart before they open their wallet. And once the heart opens, loyalty follows. The greatest brands, the greatest businesses, the greatest leaders all understand this. Service is the seed and sales are the harvest. You don't get the fruit without planting first. You want a business that lasts? Serve. You want clients that refer others? Serve. You want your name to be trusted in rooms you've never entered? Your 60 minutes each day should include asking one question. Who can I help today? Not what can I get? Not how can I make a sale? But how can I show up and make someone's life easier, clearer, better, stronger? Because when you lead with that mindset, the marketplace can't ignore you. Serving isn't just about charity, it's about clarity. It forces you to understand your audience. It sharpens your message. It stretches your empathy. It puts you in position to deliver exactly what people need. And when you serve first, you never have to beg for attention. You attract it naturally. So before you pitch, serve. Before you post, serve. Before you build your brand, build your impact. Because the foundation of every great business, every great legacy, every great movement isn't sales. It's service. Give more than you ask. And watch how everything you've been chasing starts coming to you. Dreaming is important. Vision sets your course. But dreaming alone won't change your life. If your dreams live only in your mind, they stay invisible, fragile, and easy to forget. To turn your dreams into reality, you have to document them. You have to write them down, plan them out, track your progress, and hold yourself accountable. When you document, you bring clarity. You take what's vague and make it tangible. You move from wishing to doing. Your goals become checklists. Your ideas become action steps. Your intentions become commitments. Writing down your dreams forces your mind to focus, to prioritize. But documenting isn't just about setting goals, it's about recording the journey, the wins, the losses, the lessons, the adjustments. This is where growth happens. When you look back and see how far you've come, you build confidence. When you recognize what didn't work, you build wisdom. When you celebrate small victories, you build momentum. Most people dream in silence. They hope things will magically fall into place. But success is loud, it's deliberate, it's visible, it's tracked. When you document, You create evidence of your commitment, proof that you're serious, and that evidence fuels your motivation on the days when you want to quit. Your daily journal, your planner, your goal sheet, they aren't just tools, they're your blueprint. They're the map guiding you from where you are to where you want to be. And without documentation, your dreams are just wishes whispered in the wind. So don't just dream, write it down, break it down, track it daily, hold yourself accountable, because what gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed gets mastered. Document your dream and watch it become your destiny. In just 1 hour a day, you hold the power to rewrite your story, reshape your habits, and step into a completely new identity. That hour is more than just time. It's a doorway. Every minute you spend intentionally learning, growing, and pushing yourself, you're shedding the old version of who you were and becoming the person you're meant to be. Your identity isn't fixed, it's fluid. It's shaped by what you consistently do, think, and believe. When you spend your hour consumed by distractions, your identity becomes one of complacency and missed potential. But when you dedicate that hour to growth, skill, and discipline, you're telling yourself and the world, I am serious about my future. I am committed to becoming more. Think about it. Your habits define your character, and your character defines your destiny. If you want to be seen as a leader, you must start acting like one in that hour. If you want to be an entrepreneur, that hour is when you build your business mindset and skills. If you want to be healthy, that hour is when you nourish your body and mind. That 1 hour compounds day after day until the old you feels like a distant memory. This isn't about overnight change. It's about intentional transformation. Your future self is begging you to show up and do the work now. That hour is a bridge between where you are and where you want to go. The decisions you make in that hour have the power to rewrite your identity story faster than any external circumstance ever could. So don't waste your hour. Don't treat it like just another block of time. Treat it like the foundation for the new you. Because when you commit to that hour daily, you're no longer who you were yesterday. You're becoming someone greater, stronger, more focused, more successful. 1 hour a day isn't just a habit, it's a transformation in motion. And it all starts now. Your future is not some distant dream. It's the result of what you choose to do every single day. That 1 hour you commit, when treated as a sacred covenant rather than a convenience, becomes the seed that grows your success. By focusing on creation over consumption, mastering discipline, renewing your mindset, and serving others before selling, you are not just chasing goals, you're building an identity rooted in purpose and power. Remember, consistency is the compound interest that turns small daily efforts into extraordinary results. So don't just dream, document, act, and transform. Your new identity, your breakthrough, your destiny, all begin with the choice to dedicate just 60 minutes a day. The question is, will you take that step today and plant the seed for the life you truly desire?